Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys one of my most biggest favorite collections, which is our book collection. Well, this is really not our book collection. This is our collection of books that we recently picked up for the fall weather. So just in the last 2 or 3 months, probably the last 2 months, I'm going to share with you guys the books that I purchased for my little one, and then my older daughter, and then for myself. And then, of course, I'm going to share with you the books that my husband picked up. So hopefully we'll be able to give you some good story ideas if you're looking for a good story. We really did want to pick up stuff that kind of inspired the fall season. So you are going to see a lot of fall inspiration stories, and they just really make it feel so cozy and in bringing in the season of change. And so I really love that. As far as the reading goes, my children are advanced readers. They love reading, and so do me and my husband. We usually prefer reading over books and movies. I mean, we prefer reading books over movies and films just because you feel like you're kind of in the story sometimes. You really feel the whole picture of what the writer is wanting to portray. You really feel like, how can I say it? It's just a more enjoyable experience. By seeing something on TV, I love my Netflix. Don't get me wrong. I do love Netflix. I love going to the movies and we love films, but nothing is as enjoyable as reading a book, especially during the cold weather and when it's raining. You got your favorite spot, you have your favorite drink. Nothing is really as enjoyable. And so we really do like to promote that in our children. And if there's anything that you guys could ever pick up on my channel and find it inspirational, I would wish for it to be the gardening or book reading. So hopefully you guys, love reading as much as I do, or we'll find something here today that maybe will spark your interest. So for first of all, these are books that I got for my little one. One of the books that we purchased for her is really huge. It's the Chronicles of Narnia, and my older daughter is actually reading that one. So my little one picked it up, but my 20-year-old is reading it because it is a really huge book, and the Chronicles of Narnia is so beautifully written. So this first one is called The Prophecies Begin Warriors. This is by Aaron Hunter. He's a New York Times bestseller author, and it is the complete series, the 1, 2, and 3, Into the Wild, Fire and Ice, and Forest of Secrets. For generations, the 4 clans of cats have shared the forest, but now Thunder Clan is in a grave danger, and Shadow Clan grows stronger every day. In the midst of this turmoil appears a house cat named Rusty, who may turn out to be the bravest warrior of them all. So as you can see, they have a lot of sagas of these cat stories. My little one, she loves stories about pets, cats, dogs. She does really love stories about all animals, but usually it's some kind of domestic animal like a cats or dogs. She really, really loves those kind of stories. So, yeah. So you're going to see that a lot of these stories are animal stories. She loved this one. She read it right away. Nuggly. Love is never ugly. From the day he was born, Nugget was the cutest puppy in the park, and everyone adored him. But when he's put up for adoption, Nugget thinks it's because no one loves him anymore. Heartbroken and confused, he runs away. Alone in the streets of Boston, Nugget gets in a fight with other animals that leaves him disfigured. He's sure he's lost everything without his cuteness. How will he ever find a new family? But Nugget never gives up. As he searches for a new life and home, Nugget makes friends who help guide him down the right path, and along the way, he might even learn to love himself. Let's see. So these other ones are Wings of Fire. And is this like a trilogy as well? I'm not sure. I've not read these, so I don't know which one is first, which one is second. But they're dragon books. New York's #1 New York bestseller series. Luna has always wanted to change the world, to fix it, to free it, even if she never actually knew how. Now that all of Dragon and humankind are in mortal danger, Luna is flying back home to Pantala with a team of dragons on a rescue mission, determined to be brave and useful. By saving a continent. Oh, I'm sorry, my camera's shaking a bit. By saving a continent isn't as easy as a prophecy makes it sound, and facing a great evil definitely requires more than the fairy silk that Luna is uniquely able to create. As she fights her way to the abyss that hides the dark roots poisoning Pantala, Luna must uncover a long-buried secret and unite her friends, her enemies, and even her own powers. If she doesn't, she won't get to change the world. She'll have to say goodbye to it forever. I used to love stories like this when I was young. Very mythical creature stories. And which leads me to the next one. We picked her up this one. I actually just got it this month. In September it was released. So this is a brand new one that just got released this month. The writer is a fairly young writer. And this one is by Catherine Rundle, and the artwork is so beautiful. That's by Ashley Mackenzie, and it's called Impossible Creatures, and it's beautiful cover. And from what I read, the author had to study. She actually studied for a very long time the creatures that she wrote about in this book. It has those beautiful red pages. And check out the artwork in this one. Isn't that just divine? It has the foil cover, hard book. It's so funny. Some people are hard storybooks and some people are soft cover or soft storybooks. My husband likes the soft one so he can fold it and carry it easier. And I like the hard ones just because they stand up to the ears over better. Me and my husband don't really like to go to the library. We actually go to the library often, but we don't really go to the library now. Now we just purchase the books because we really like to build our library of books. We really want to have books. We enjoy having books throughout our home, but we really want to have books for our children to have, on the shelves every day, all the time, along with families to come, if families visit. Oh, sorry about that. If families visit, also to have, grandchildren. We have grandchildren, just knowing that they'll be able to pick some books off the shelf and read whenever they're here. And as you can see, it has beautiful artwork throughout the whole story. It's very mythical creatures. Oh, so gorgeous. I would like to read this one actually. Okay, so let's see. And this one is just very praised. It's a very praised book as well. A lot of these stories I got are very praised. Very good reviews. The day that Christopher rescued a drowning baby griffin from a hidden lake would change his life forever. It's the day he learned about the archipelago, a cluster of unmapped islands where magical creatures of every kind have thrived for thousands of years until now. And it's the day that he met Mal, a girl on the run in desperate need of help. Mal and Christopher embark on a wild adventure, racing from island to island, searching for someone who can explain why the magic is fading and why magical creatures are suddenly dying. They consult Sphinx, battle Kraken, and negotiate with dragons. But the closer they get to the dark truth of what's happening, the clearer it becomes no one else can fix this. If the archipelago is to be saved, Mal and Christopher will have to do it themselves. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that artwork. But yeah, so I'm sure that that's going to be an amazing book to read. So next I'm going to take you guys up to, let's check out my husband's books. So my husband, he loves Tom Clancy, and these are very, very, how can I say it? This writer is unbelievable. He's a very well-educated writer and well-experienced writer and well-known. So I'm not sure if anyone here knows Tom Clancy, but if you do, his stories are very connected. So they kind of connect. You will see that the characters grow as the books, and as the books grow, so do the characters. They kind of age, and you find out where they became, like where they started to where they ended up. It's very, very interesting. So I'm not really going to, let's see, he does enjoy Stephen King books as well. So this one is the Stephen King, The Dark Tower, A Gunslinger. My husband likes a lot of books that have to do with like political or dark books. So they will have some violence and in them. Let's see, this one's a James Patterson, Black Blowback. So y'all can go ahead and pause that if y'all want to read that. My husband lives for these Tom Clancy books. So this one has The Patriot Games, The Cardinal of the Kremlin, and The Hunt for Red October. And he hasn't read this set yet. He's still reading these right now. Yeah, Tom Clancy he makes a bunch of books, and he's doing really well. And so my husband really loves those. Every evening our house is very quiet because he's doing his reading and I'm doing mine, and it's just our wonderful place to be when we're reading and we're just like in our world. So I'm going to show you guys my books. Actually, let me show you guys my daughter's. The reason why I have my daughters in this big box is because this is one of her birthday boxes. So we're going to be celebrating her 21st birthday coming up in the next week or so. And this is a birthday box of books that I got her. So these first two are this is the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore and the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And they're both by Lori Gilmer. And oh my god, these books are so cute. I know that everyone says that they're related or very similar to the Gilmore Girls. I haven't seen the TikTok videos, and I have yet to. I was actually going to look it up if this author is related. Like, I don't know if she's written for the Gilmore Girls series, but the writing in these books it's exactly like the film, the series of the Gilmore Girls TV show series. And so it's very, very easy to picture the characters in this are exactly in a quaint town, exactly like the Gilmore Girls. And it is so cute and so charming how they talk, and however, it does have a mystery, a little bit of mystery going on. So not just love story, but a little, fall mystery kind of with ghosts going on. So this one reads, when a secret message turns up hidden in a book in the Cinnamon bookstore, Hazel can't understand it. As more secret codes appear between pages, she decides to follow the trail of clues. She just needs someone to help her out. Gorgeous and outgoing fisherman Noah is always up for adventure, and a scavenger hunt sounds like a lot of fun. Even better that the cute bookseller he's been crushing on for months is the one who wants his help. Hazel didn't go looking for romance, but as the treasure hunt leads her and Noah around Dream Harbor, their undeniable chemistry might just be as hot as the fresh out of the oven cinnamon buns the bookstore sells. They're so cute. This one I'm actually reading this one right now, and I really like it. When Jeannie's aunt gives her the beloved pumpkin spice cafe in a small town of Dream Harbor, Jeannie jumps at the chance for a fresh start away from her very dull desk job. Logan is a local farmer who avoids Dream's Harbor's gossip at all costs. But Jeannie's arrival disrupts Logan's routine, and he wants nothing to do with the irritatingly upbeat new girl, except that he finds himself inexplicably drawn to her. Will Jeannie's happy-go-lucky attitude win over the grumpy but gorgeous Logan, or has the city girl found the one person in town who won't fall for her charm or her pumpkin spice lattes? So this one is so cute. Like I said, they're both charming. They're both like really cozy books, perfect for the fall weather. Now, these are really, the books that I got her are very praised books, highly praised books. This one, The Love of My Life, oh my god, this is like, once you open this book and start reading it, you're going to not be able to put it down. It is really, really, really well written. Emma loves her husband Leo and their young daughter Ruby. She'll do anything for them, but almost everything she's told them about herself is a lie. And she might have gotten away with it if it weren't for her husband's job. Leo is an obituary writer. Emma is a well-known marine biologist. When she becomes seriously ill, Leo copes by doing what he knows best, delving into the details of his wife's life. But as he starts to unravel the truth, he discovers the woman he loves doesn't really exist. When the very darkest moments of Emma's past finally emerge, she must somehow prove to Leo that she really is the woman he always thought she was. But first, she must tell him about the other love of her life, which is a very present love of her life. That's what I'm going to say. But yeah, this book is so good. I really love this book, and I feel like all of these stories that I got her have something to give to her as an adult, as a new coming of adult. I feel like they either will help her, learn these characters about own stories or own pursuits of love or loss or regret or just growth or travel. Speaking of travel, this one is called The Getaway Girls, and this one is so cute. It's never too late for an adventure. And this one has a laugh out loud. This one's written by D. McDonald. So this is a very happy-go-lucky story to read. And I think it's very her age. So one morning, Connie McCall wakes up and decides to swap her ordinary life for extraordinary adventure. This would never be my daughter. My daughter's the homebody. Connie McCall is finally free to make her own decision for the first time in a decade, and when she meets glamorous Gil and downtrodden Maggie at their rather dull flower arranging class, it seems that she's not the only one dreaming of adventure. The three very different women all agree it's about time they had a holiday to remember, so they make a pact for the summer to be their best year yet and drive off into the sunset together. As they meander their way along the beautiful beaches of France and onto the glorious delights of Italy in their luxury camper van. The new friends have plenty of fun and frolics in the sunshine, but the vacation isn't quite what they expected. Gil will do anything to have one last holiday romance. Connie has a surprise inheritance waiting her in Italy, and Maggie has a secret that is going to catch up with them all. In the end, all three women discover the journey they thought would be their last really is just the beginning. So that one's called The Getaway Girls. I love books about travel. You learn a lot when you travel. This one is called Bedtime Adventure Stories for Grown-ups. Have you ever wanted to kayak down a gorge in New Zealand or run nighttime marathons through California's desert? How about rollerblading 100 miles across Amsterdam? And so this one is stories about traveling to different places. And they're just short stories in here. This one is not a very big book. I was really surprised how small it was. That's probably one of the smallest ones I've gotten. Oh my god, guys, look at this. So cute. Isn't this so cute? Now, I was really surprised at the size of this one too. I thought this was going to be much bigger. I ordered this one from Target, and is the Gilmore Girls Life Lessons Official Guide on Love, Friendship, and Coffee. Oh, this is so cute. My daughter and I used to watch this when she was little. Now she's going to be 21. You may want to pause that to read it. Oh, the little house. Look at the little... It's so cute. Me and my husband actually got married in one of these in the park. Don't keep secrets. Enjoy the single life. It's really cute how it has pictures of the movies or pictures of the show, and then it has, you know, it kind of teaches you something along the way. Can you be friends with exes? Oh, I love the characters in here so much. This makes me want to see this all over again. I love the fall, and I love the Gilmore Girls. Accepting people for who they are. Oh, that's a good one. Money can't buy love. That's true. This is so cute. I actually want to get this for my other daughter too. It's so adorable. My other daughter, my 10-year-old, loves the Gilmore Girls too. Oh yes, she's had to watch it several times. She likes it so much as well. Oh, this is a big box, guys. Okay, so a reason why I had to get Looking for Salvation at the Dairy Queen is because my little cutie, yes, the one who I got this for, she loves Dairy Queen so much that we're always like, you want Dairy Queen again? Sometimes when we pick up food, we ask her, what do you want? And she always picks Dairy Queen. So I had to get this for her. It's so charming and so cute. And I can see this being written almost like in a little town, almost like where we live, even though we don't live in a little town. We live in a big city of Texas, but we're in the outer skirts, right outside, right beside China Grove. So it is right beside a Dairy Queen, and it's in the middle of the boonies of the country, and I could really see this being written around here. So in the early 1970s, the town of Ringgold, Georgia had a population of 1,923, one traffic light, one Dairy Queen, and one Catherine Grace Klein. The daughter of Ringgold's third-generation Baptist preacher, Catherine Grace is a quick-witted, more than a little stubborn, and dying to escape her small-town life. Every Saturday afternoon, she sits at the Dairy Queen eating dilly bars and plotting her getaway to the big city of Atlanta. And with the help of a family friend, the dream becomes reality. Catherine Grace immediately packs her bags, leaving her family and the boy she loves to claim the life she's always imagined. But before things have ever begun to get off the ground in Atlanta, tragedy brings her back at home. As a series of extraordinary events alerts her perspective and sweeping change come to Ringgold itself, Catherine Grace begins to wonder if her place in the world may actually be, against all odds, right where she begun. And this is by Susan Gregg Gilmore. I bet this is going to be a good one. This one is 101 Secrets for Your 20s. So I thought this would be really cute for her just because she's just starting her 20s. And this is by Paul Angone. Like advice from a wiser, funnier, older brother. And everyone always needs advice. I feel like when you're in your 20s, you have, there's a lot of that you're going through because the whole 20s is full of experience, and you really don't have as much guidance as people should have in their 20s about what to do in all kinds of situations, whether it's financial situations or personal situations with relationships. But I feel like everything you can get your hands on like this is you got to take it. It's free advice, and it's wonderful. It'll only help you because 20-year-olds are super strong and super brave and courageous. But when you get out there, you're very new at anything that comes your way. The Lost Bookshop. How far will you go to find your story? By Evie Woods. On a quiet street in Dublin, a lost bookshop is waiting to be found. Far too long, Opaline, Martha, and Henry have been on the side characters in their own lives. But when a vanishing bookshop casts its spell, these three unsuspecting strangers will discover that their own stories are every bit as extraordinary as the ones found in the pages of their beloved books. By unlocking the secrets of the shelves, they find themselves transported into a world of wonder where nothing is as it seems. I've got to read this. I haven't read it yet, and when I give it to her, I'm gonna be like, can I borrow this book, by the way? Oh my God, there's some really good ones here, guys. So these are going to be like, I'm picking up some books now that are gonna have like awards. Like this is an award-winning author, The Woman in the Library, and this one is by Solari Gentle. Nothing but good things from these stories to come. The ornate reading room at the Boston Public Library is quiet until the tranquility is shattered by a woman's terrified scream. Security guards take charge immediately, instructing everyone inside to stay put until the threat is identified and contained. While they wait for all clear, four strangers who happen to sit at the same table pass the time in conversation, and friendships are struck. Each has his or her own reasons for being in the reading room that morning. It just happens that one is a murderer. Award-winning Solari Gentle delivers a sharply thrilling read with The Woman in the Library. An unexpectedly twisty literature adventure that examines the complicated nature of friendship and shows us the words can be the most treacherous weapons of all. This is a really good story. I've heard a lot of good things, and I cannot wait to read this one too. Guys, this one is a deep book, a deep book. If He Had Been With Me. That cover says a lot too, right? I know it does. So again, this is all about living and growing, growing up and relationships. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn has her boyfriend Jamie and her close-knit group of friends. Finn has been that boy at school that everyone wants to be around. That still doesn't stop the way Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths, and the growing, nagging thought that maybe things could have been different, maybe they should have been together. And as time passes, Autumn realizes she might not get another chance to make things right before it's too late. Okay, let's see the next one. New York Times bestseller, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Lots of praise. Y'all can pause that to read it. So, oh my god, these books are so good. The Invisible Life of Addie. This is a really intriguing one. Super intriguing for the fall especially. Okay. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, V.E. Schwab. I love this. I love how big it is in hardcover. It's so gorgeous. Okay, let's see. So there's a lot of praise for this story. Never pray to the gods that answer after dark. In the moment of desperation, a young woman named Adeline meets a dangerous stranger and makes a terrible mistake. As she realizes the limitations of her Faustian bargain, being able to live forever without being able to be remembered by anyone she sees, Addie chooses to flee her small village as everything she once held dear is torn away. But there are still dreams to be had, and a life to live, and she is determined to find excitement and satisfaction in the wide, beckoning world, even if she will be doomed to be alone forever. Or not quite alone, as every year on her birthday, the alluring Luke comes to visit, checking to see if she is ready to give up her soul. Their darkly thrilling game stretches through the ages, seeing Addie witness history and fight to regain herself as she crosses oceans and tries on various lives. It will be 300 years before she stumbles into a hidden bookstore and discovers someone who can remember her name. And suddenly, everything changes. Oh my god, did that give y'all like shivers? It's so good. It's so good. I love those enchanting, like, mystery, mythical, making a deal with the devil, vampire books. They're so good. Tomorrow, I think this is going to be probably her favorite one right here. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, a novel by Gabrielle Zavin. This book, my god, these last 3 books had so many praises. It is unbelievable. This book is brilliant. It is a gem. It's really huge too. So I think out of all the books that I got, this is the most expensive one right here. So I don't know if that says anything, but just to let y'all know. In this exhilarating novel by the bestseller author of the storied life, A.J. Fikry, 2 friends, often in love but never lovers, come together as creative partners in the world of video game design, where success brings them fame, joy, tragedy, duplicity, and ultimately a kind of immortality. On a bitter, cold day in the December of his junior year at Harvard, Sam Masseur exits a subway car and sees amid the hordes of people waiting on the platform's shady green. He calls her name. For a moment, she pretends she hasn't heard him, but then she turns and a game begins. A legendary collaboration that will launch them to stardom. These friends, intimate since childhood, borrow money, beg favors, and before even graduating college, they have created their first blockbuster, Ichigo. Overnight, the world is theirs. Not even 25 years old, Sam and Sadie are brilliant, successful, and rich, but these qualities won't protect them from their own creative ambitions or the betrayals of their hearts. Spanning 30 years, from Cambridge, Massachusetts to Venice Beach, California, and the lands in between and far beyond, Gabriel Zavin's Tomorrow is a dazzling and intricately imagined novel that examines the multifarious nature of identity, disability, failure, the redemptive possibilities in play, and, above all, our need to connect, to be loved, and to love. Yet it is a love story, but it is not one you have read before. Wow, doesn't that sound so good? I think so, guys. I think this is going to be amazing. Well, it is amazing. It's actually so amazing it's won awards. Now this one. Oh my gosh. These are so heavy, these last few. Demon Copperhead. Barbara Kingsolver. This might be the first one I read from her collection that I haven't read. The art and imagery. Wow. That's spectacular. The winner of the Pulitzer Prize. And I'm sure this one has a lot of praise in the back as well. Like I said, all of these books that I purchased for her have a whole bunch of really high reviews, really good reviews online. So I would recommend all of these. Okay, guys, let's see. We're gonna pull it over here so I can read. A masterpiece of contemporary American fictional, Demon Copperhead captures the heart as it evokes a young hero's unforgettable journey to maturity in the mountains of the southern Appalachia. I really love this story. This is one of those inspirational, like, oh god, you're just like rooting and falling in love with this character. And he's kind of like an underdog, so you really want him to succeed. Demon Copperhead is the story of a boy born to a teenage single mother in a single wide trailer with no assets beyond his dead father's good looks and copper-colored hair, a caustic wit, and a fierce talent for survival. In a plot that never pauses for breath, relayed in his own unsparing voice, Demon braves the most... Demon. Demon. Confused. I am so confused, guys. How should I say that? We're going to say Demon. Demon braves the modern perils of foster care, child labor, derelict schools, athletic success, addiction, disastrous loves, and crushing losses. Already this sounds like a real life story, right? Doesn't this sound like a little bit of all of our lives, like all the crap we have to go through and struggle with and then eventually grow from and learn from? Through all of it, he reckons with his own invisibility in a popular culture where even the superheroes have abandoned rural people in favor of cities. Many generations ago, Charles Dickens wrote David Copperfield from his experience as a survivor of institutional poverty and its damages to children in the society. Those problems have yet to be solved in ours. Dickens is not a prerequisite for readers of this novel, but he provided its inspiration. In transposing his epic novel to her own place and time, King Oliver has enlisted his anger and compassion, and above all, his faith in the transformative powers of a good story. I don't know if it's demon or demon, but we're going to say demon Copperhead. Okay, whatever. You say how you want. Demon Copperhead speaks for a new generation of lost boys and all of these born into beautiful cursed places they can't imagine leaving behind. So yeah, he comes from a very difficult life. And he's trying to find his way out of it and make something of his life. And this is really gonna be a really good one. I cannot wait, guys. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what she thinks about these books. And I cannot wait to read them myself, honestly. So lots of good stories here. Lots of good ones. Now I'm going to share with you guys my stories. Now, I like a lot of I like love stories, and I like travel stories. So that's what y'all are going to see when it comes to mine. Okay, guys. So these are the ones that I picked up, guys, for myself in the last couple of months for fall. And this is the one I read right away. The Hunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. And I swear this one was, it was a game changer. I read it and it was so cozy and cute. And I was like, you know, loving this little character that she inherits this house. And it grips you it has like a little, you know, at the end, before you get to the end, you learn exactly what is happening, what's taking place, and it's creepy. It's a creepy ending. So everyone knows about the Ashburn house. They whisper that its old owner went mad and restless ghosts still walk the halls. But when Adrian, desperate and in need of a place to stay, inherits that crumbling old mansion, she only sees it as a lifeline until darkness falls. Strange messages are etched on the walls, furniture moves when she leaves the room, and a grave hidden in the depths of the forest hints at a terrible, unforgiving secret. Something twisted lives in her house, its hungry eyes ever watchful, chasing the threads of a decade-old mystery. It isn't long before she realizes she's become prey to something deeply unnatural and intensely resentful. She has no idea how to escape. She has no idea how to survive. Only one thing is certain. Ashburn's dead are not at rest. That's so good. Okay, guys. So that was a good one. This is the one I began reading recently, Through the Midnight Door by Katrina Monroe. This one is a little darker. I will say this one is a little darker and not as captivating as the Hunting one. This one is going to take a little bit of time for me to get sucked into, I can tell. The Finch sisters once spent long, hot summers exploring the dozens of abandoned properties littering their dying town until they found an impossible home with an endless hall of doors and 3 keys left waiting for them. Curious, fearless, they stepped inside their chosen rooms and experienced horrors they never dared speak of again. Now, years later, their youngest sister Claire has been discovered dead in that old, desiccated house. Haunted by their sister's suicide and the memories of a past they struggle to forget, Meg and Esther find themselves at bitter odds As they navigate the tensions of their brittle relationship, they draw unsettlingly lines between Claire's death and their own haunted memories and a long ago loss no one in their family has ever been able to face. With the house once again pulling them closer, Meg and Esther must find the connection between their sister's death and a shadow that has chased them across the years before the darkness claims them too. So, the only reason I haven't been able to get into this one is because of it is a little bit darker and a little bit dreary and very little light. Very little light and optimism. And I'm a very optimistic kind of person. So I don't find this comforting. I find this like intriguing, mysterious, and dark. And if that's what you're going for, this is definitely going to give it to you. So right now I've just begun and I've got a long ways to go on this one. The Drowning House I also really got for the chilly fall. I got some of these. I don't usually get scary, chilling, thrilling books. I got these just for September, October. This is the only time that I usually get these types of books. But this you're going to see is my more go-to throughout the year. This house never sheltered anyone. The Drowning House. And this one is award-winning author Sherry Priest. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it around so you guys can read this on your own.